Good day. This video is all about multiplication and division of integers. See if you agree with the following. If I have 3 times 3, the answer is 9. Hopefully you still agree. If I have 3 times 2, the answer is 6. 3 times 1, the answer is 3. Can you see what's happening? Can you see that I am counting down in threes? And this one is counting down in ones. So there's patterns that occur here. Okay, let's carry on. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times minus 1 or negative 1. Still, I'm counting down in ones. I need to count down on that side in threes. So I need now to go to negative 3. 3 times negative 2 equals, count down, negative 6. Does it make sense to you? Do you see the pattern? Now, what does this imply? Have a look. It implies that. Let's take that one for an example. A positive integer times a positive integer equals a positive integer. Positive 3 times positive 3 is positive 9. But look here. A positive integer times a negative integer equals a negative integer. Does it make sense to you? Yes, because we actually saw this in the pattern that happened here. Now, we are going to use this rule. And we are going to create another pattern. See if you understand and follow. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. You agree? Okay. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. I'm counting down in ones there. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. And then my answer also counts down in 1. Okay? Oh, actually, not count down. It counts up. It's counting up. It is becoming more. Minus 1 times 0 is 0. It's one more. Minus 1 or negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. Negative 1 times negative 2 is a positive 2. Do you understand? Do you follow the patterns? Now, what's happening here? Have a look there. What does it imply? A negative integer times a negative integer will give me a positive answer. So a negative integer times a negative integer equals a positive integer. Okay, in short, and this maybe you have heard before, a positive times a positive is a positive answer. A negative times a negative is a positive answer. A negative times a positive is a negative answer. A positive times a negative is a negative answer. And we have just proven it according to the patterns that occurred here. Okay. Now the same rules apply for division. For division, a positive divided by a positive will give me a positive value. A negative divided by a negative will give me a positive value. A positive divided by a negative will give me a negative value, and a negative divide by a positive will also give me a negative value. Now let's apply the rules that we have realized here. Example 1. Minus 4, negative 4 square. The square of negative 4. What does it mean? Negative 4 times negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 4. Okay, now how do I multiply the integers? First, multiply the signs and then multiply their values. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So I will have here a positive. 4 times 4, 16. You don't have to write the positive sign in front of the 16. You can only say the answer is 16. Another one. Minus 2, negative 2 cubed. What will you do there? Maybe write it out. Same. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. A negative times a negative times a negative. A negative times a negative is a positive. A positive times a negative is a negative. So I will have negative 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. Negative 8. Next one. Negative 16 divided by 4. Negative divide by a positive. A negative divided by a positive will give me a negative. So it will be negative. 16 divided by 4 will be 4. Okay. Last one. The cube root of negative 27. What times what times what is a negative, and what times what is 27. So I can say it becomes negative 3 cubed, and the cube root and the cube will cancel out, so my answer will be negative 3. Boys and girls, it's very important that you know these rules. But it's also important that you know and understand where it came from. Okay, I hope this makes sense to you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye.